meanwhile, there is more information that is coming that's being put out by the Iranian media agencies there. But they're now saying that the reason as to why the air defense systems were in fact activated, it appears, is because of certain micro drones and small UAVs that apparently were in fact seen in Tehran and in some other cities in Iran. So the air defenses were activated because of the presence of the micro drones and small UAVs, including the orbiter type in several parts of the country. This is what the Fars news agency, the state media in the Iranian nation, has put out. Small micro drones and small UAVs is what has been reported. Let me bring in my colleague Molly Gambhir. Molly, this is the information that the Iranians have now put out of micro drones and small UAVs. What in your assessment is happening here? Because this is clearly something that Iran is going to view as a hostile attempt for either surveillance or to try and do some other stuff. Like, for instance, the Iranians have said that the Americans have been trying and get closer to where they've got their 60% enriched uranium. What are you picking up at your end?
Indeed, and look at the point at which we're seeing these reports coming in. And just to piece this together for those of our viewers who might just be joining us, earlier, just a short while back, like we've been tracking the developments, the local media reports in Iran had talked about explosions and had talked about quote-unquote hostile targets. So now, in information that is coming in, according to Fars agency, the information that's been received reportedly by the Fars reporter indicating that the recent sound of air defense systems in Tehran and several other cities in Iran was in response to the presence of micro drones and small UAVs, including the orbiter type, in several parts of the country. So that's the next layer of information that we have. The information, of course, that's still trickling in. But at the same time, what we are looking at unfolding in Iran at a time like this, a number of questions specifically about what and how Iran will do from here onwards, and how, to what extent will we see the tensions on the ground escalating? Because we've just heard the statement from Trump. He is not mincing any words. He's basically saying that he has all the time in the world and the clock is ticking for Iran. So that's a very crucial bit of messaging coming in from the United States at the time when we are seeing these explosions being reported in Tehran. At the same time, the CENTCOM putting out that military posturing, in a way, of the USS George H.W. Bush in the Indian Ocean. At the same time, it's also important to point out here that this is happening at a time when the ceasefire has been absolutely fragile. What the Iranian side does or says from here onwards will be very crucial to see, because that could also mean that things again spiral, could mean that the situation spirals out of control for the entire region, because we are also closely monitoring any reactions coming in from the Gulf nations at this point, because minute by minute, what's happening is there is a lot of uncertainty about what's unfolding in Iran, because the situation right now remains extremely tense, and we are getting in further inputs coming in from the local news reports there.